We've been there, we've done that, it's my turn, I'm next.
Good evening everyone and welcome to episode 8 of Princess Nyah's Thoughts. Thank you to everyone who's watched. Obviously that is kind of like the thing to say, isn't it? When you start, whenever I watch everyone else's videos, everyone seems to say thank you to everyone that has watched, thank you to all the comments, thank you for all the feedback, blah 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 blah, thanks to everyone who subscribed. Anyway, to hell with that and let's get on with this week's Princess Nyah Thoughts, which I'm really excited to talk about. So this week I decided, as we're veering to the end of the year, it's not exactly December yet, however, we are veering to the end of November, and a lot of people do ask me how I get through so many different things each year and how do I juggle so many different projects. And for that reason, I'm going to call this episode Planning. Yes, it's all about the plan. So today I'm going to talk about how I break down my workload and how I distribute it evenly across each of my projects, so I feel like I'm slowly traveling forward in every venture that I'm a part of. So yeah, the plan. You've probably heard the saying, fail to plan, then you plan to fail. I totally 1,000,000% agree with this. I think in the beginning of any idea or project or desire to do anything, you can just do the I'm going to throw myself at it style, and it's a really good way for you to get started, because sometimes people spend so much time planning in the beginning that they actually never ever get time to execute because they're so busy planning everything. So we need to kind of find some kind of medium, some type of, place in the middle where you can do a little bit of throwing yourself at it, but at the same time a little bit of planning. So what I do every single year is I make sure that I define my list of goals for the year. Now, I started goal setting probably about 15 years ago, and I had maybe 100 goals on my list. But as time has gone on, I have dwindled my goals into smaller amounts, because I've learned that for each major goal you have, there's probably 10 sub goals, and then to those 10 sub goals you've got 100 mini goals to achieve each of those goals. So with that said, making sure that you pick your really major goals and stick to them is probably really important. So for me, I think 3 or 4 major goals are cool. I also think it's really important when you are goal planning to put a goal on there that is going to help with your family and home life, because if you're not happy at home, it's going to be really difficult to excel in other areas. And also I think as well, on my goals list I have a goal that is going to push my mind, body and spirit forward, as well as just my business desires. So the first thing to do is write down what your goals are going to be for 2018. Now, I'm a fan of dreaming massive, because I feel like if you really shoot as high as you can, then if you fall short, you're going to be closer to where you would have been if you hadn't have done that, and if you were a bit moderate. So for instance, like if your goal is to get a job that pays you 200 grand a year, then why not try and get a job that's going to pay you $1 million a year? Because if you fall shy of $1 million, then you might get $500,000. Whereas if you only aim to get a job that pays you 250 grand a year, if you fall short, you might get 75 grand for the year. So I feel like it's really important to dream big, but not only dream big. After you have written down all of your goals, the plan to get those goals needs to be big as well. So what I do is I write down all of my goals, and I have what I started a couple of years ago was a 52-week plan, which is something that I just thought of myself. I thought of how can I make sure that I'm doing something towards my goals every single week of the year. Now they're 52 weeks. So what I done was I wrote down my goals, and then I wrote down my 52 weeks. And then I planned what I was going to do every single week that was towards my goal. Because most often than not, what happens is you write down your goals, beginning of the year, put them up on your wall, and then you never kind of look at them ever again. And then it gets to December and you think, let me get that list out and see how much I've done. And then you look and it says, save 10 grand. And you say, okay, cool, like I've got nothing of that, However, if you look at those goals every single month, every single week, then what will happen is you'll have a reminder of what you're meant to be doing to travel towards your goals. So what I suggest that you do, and this is something that I'm in the process of doing now, I don't wait till the end of the year because that's too late. When it gets to December, I feel like I'm already in January. So write down your list of goals, and then break it down into months. Sometimes 52 weeks is a little bit of a challenge when you haven't even written a plan of any sort. So write down your goals that you want to achieve for 2018, and then write down 12 months and break down what you're going to do each month that is going to get you closer to those goals. So if you want an example, for those of you that are in business, sales is a massive part of any business. When you have a business, if you don't concentrate on sales, or you don't have sales, then you kind of don't have a business, you just have a hobby. So for me, sales is really important. So for one of my businesses, I do sales projections. So for instance, if I want to increase my sales by 50% for next year, then each month and each week of the year, a portion of my time has to go towards creating new business, creating new initiatives, creating new services so that I can increase my business. So the reason why I'm explaining it like that is so that you can get around thinking, okay, how am I going to get to the goal? You know, like, how am I going to get to the bag? If it's the money, it's the money. But how are you going to get there? What are you going to do? What are your actions every single week, every single month, every single day, every single minute? What are you going to concentrate on to make your body and yourself gravitate towards the goals that it is that you've set for yourself? Let's not write lists and do mood boards and never look at them. It doesn't make sense. It's like a dream. You could just dream of things that you want. However, when you have a plan and you start to execute your plan, you will start to really receive the blessings, and things will start to materialize. And when it gets to the end of the year, even if you're halfway closer than you was at the beginning of the year, you're going to do a lot better as if you just didn't even plan at all. So yeah, that is my tip, the planning process. I call it part one because there are so many different ways that you can, create a really good environment for you to execute your plan. But the first step is identifying the goals, breaking it down into 12 months so you know what you've got to do each month to get towards those main goals. And then if you're brave enough, break it down into a 52-week plan. It will be a big challenge, but it'll be the best challenge that you've ever done. Well, thank you for watching. If you liked, please leave a comment. Let me know if you want me to discuss anything next week or the week after. I'm open to suggestions, and I'm really enjoying doing my Princess Nyah thoughts, and I really enjoy the feedback that I've been getting as well. I've had a lot of people ask me to do different things, make it longer, make it shorter, but I'm just going to do it how I do it, and if you like it, you like it. But yeah, thank you for watching. Please remember to subscribe and share the link if you've enjoyed, and let me know how you get on with your goal setting. I'll be really interested. All right, take care.
Champion.